Hi everyone and welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This week we're working on the front wall again, which we're excited to show you. And we have a bit of a story to tell you about when some gypsies came to visit and help us clear the stuff that we'd moved out of the villa.
Help.
Yeah, we'll say help. We can't wait to bring this to you.
We did a little bit of digging around on Google Earth and found these images from 2012, which we thought was quite interesting. The whole of the frontage has changed. The gates aren't the same. The wall isn't the same. Some trees have been removed, but we were quite interested in how the actual villa looks. It looks very old. It actually looks older than 2012, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was interesting that it hasn't, like, its physical appearance hasn't actually changed that much.
But the brown changed to green, as you've seen in lots of other videos, and we're just zooming in here to show you it a bit more. Don't really like the brown, don't really like the green.
No, neither was really for us, and we felt it needed brightening up a lot, and
that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to one of my friends the other day, and he was asking us how we got to the colour scheme that we got to. Originally, we were going to paint the whole of this green blue. The reason we got there is through AI. Crazy, but that's the times we live in. We put the villa into an AI generator when we were trying to make the intro to our channel, and it came up with the image it came up with, even though we were originally thinking of painting this whole green and white section blue. Joe really liked this image.
Yeah, I kind of, when I saw the image that had been generated by AI, I was like, oh, that's just beautiful. I love that. Can we do that? And Chris is very good at like giving me a bit of creative rein, so he was like, yeah, let's go for it. So that is how the colours for the villa were born, really.
Yeah, these are the times that we live in, and some server somewhere in the middle of California probably has had some input on what our villa looks like.
Yeah, it's quite crazy really, isn't it? But I loved it. So, yeah. What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
We're trying to paint the underside of the roof, get rid of the green, but tried getting on top of this, and there's not enough of a gap for me to be able to do it very, very well. So we decided to take these off and do it properly.
So when we first cleared the villa, we created a pile out the front of the house, because that's probably where the most space is that isn't going to interrupt what you're doing. We'd obviously taken the towels and bed into the Zante strays, and we were left with some furniture and bin bags full of all kinds of stuff, kitchen equipment, etc. So Chris had a word with our really kind Greek neighbours to see what the best way was of dealing with that.
Because we only had a moped, we couldn't really transport lots of rubbish around at the time.
No, or huge chairs, or some of the other stuff that we'd moved out.
It was a lot.
So Chris spoke to the neighbour to arrange for all of it to be cleared.
So the way they do things in Greece is as cost effective as possible. If they can save even a couple of euros here and there, then that's what they do. So the neighbour said that he arranged for somebody to come and pick up some of the scrap metal and some of the other bits and pieces that might be of some value, rather than just throwing it all in the bin, and that the guy would turn up at some point. We didn't actually know when. We were doing some work inside the house one morning, and you spotted somebody at the gate waving at you through. You was in the living room and they was parked up outside the gates, right?
Yeah, I was in the lounge painting, I think, and this kind of beat up car pulled up outside the gates, and a man got out and was kind of waving at me, and was a little bit confused, but I was like, Chris, there's a guy that you need to talk to the guy.
So we went out, and then we kind of got the impression that he was here to pick up, the rubbish. So we just opened the gates and thought, okay, you carry on. We both went inside and just let them get on with it. And we were busy doing things inside. And then we kind of looked out the window after a few minutes and noticed that all of the bags that we'd nice and neatly piled up and packed were being ripped to pieces.
Yeah, our nice
stuff going everywhere.
Our nice tidy pile. all the bags were being ripped open, everything was being searched through, and instead of being put back in any kind of tidy fashion,
They were literally throwing it
it
all
was
over the
everywhere.
garden.
Yeah, it was absolutely everywhere.
All of the metal was being pulled out because that's obviously the most valuable to them. And yeah, it was just creating a real mess, and we were just thinking, oh my god, we've only just got this garden tidied up, and now here we are with a massive load of mess again.
Yeah, and obviously time was running out for us. We were due to fly back as well, so we just really didn't need more jobs being piled on us that we'd already done. The Gypsies arrived in a car. It was a mum, dad and teenage child. We thought that whoever was coming was going to come in a van to clear everything.
Yeah, and while the lady was rifling through all of the bags, the man started writing down figures on a piece of paper and showing it to us, and we were thinking, hang on a minute, we never got told who's supposed to be paying for this, and we're probably not going to be willing to pay for this because you're just making a massive mess. So we decided to go and try and get some help from the people that organised it. So we run over to the garage to try and talk to the English-speaking brother, and he wasn't around. So after several phone calls, he wasn't available. We went back over there and tried to calm the situation down, but to no avail.
Thankfully, the other brother came running over with the English-speaking brother on the phone.
Lots and lots of shouting then commenced in Greek, didn't it? It was insane. We were just standing back, had no idea what was going on, but they were screaming at the top of their voices, wasn't they? Screaming at each other while still going through all of the rubbish. There's clothes flying everywhere. There's scrap metal getting literally thrown from one side of the garden to the other into a pile, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could have actually made a pretty funny comedy sketch out of it had we had the video rolling at the time.
Greek carry-on moment, wasn't it? It was just like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, we got put on the phone to the English-speaking brother, and he explained that these were the people that he'd arranged to take the scrap metal away, but they'd obviously fancied, some of the other things, so they were just tearing through everything. But he insisted we shouldn't give them any money whatsoever, which, we were quite happy about because they was demanding something like €2,000.
Yeah, and he also said he'd get them to clear up the mess and not to worry about it. Whilst the guys were talking and sorting out the issue between them, the lady had started moving towards the house and had gone into the kitchen. So I was obviously quickly following after her. And she started trying to say to me, or as I understood it, that I needed a cleaner and she wanted to come in and clean, which I was a little bit miffed about because I'd just cleaned the villa for about 4 days solid. So then I was trying to get her out of the villa and back into her car.
It was an absolutely bizarre situation. We wasn't expecting it.
We weren't
whatsoever.
ready for it.
When rubbish gets picked up in the UK, people, you don't even see them. They come and grab the rubbish and they're gone again. But this was wild, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, we just wanted it to be wrapped up at that point. We just kind of wanted to get on with our day. We was having a lovely day up until that point, and we were standing there a bit shell shocked, had no idea what was going on. They started pushing all of the mess that they'd made at the front into a bit of a pile. We just kind of accepted that
just go.
We had to clear up a load of mess again, but we were happy to do that, just to try and get them off of the property and
the situation be done.
Yeah, so that is what eventually happened, didn't it? But I felt like they were there for about 3 hours, to be honest. It just felt like it went on. They were probably only there for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or do you think longer?
I was going to say half an hour.
Oh, really? Yeah. Honestly, it felt like a whole day. Okay, we're going to wrap it up there for today. That's a fiddly job, but we've done a lot. Got rid of a lot of that green. Can easily get that finished tomorrow, probably the wall as well. Happy with it?
Yeah, I really like it. I'm really pleased with it.
Cool.
It looks way more villa-y.
Yeah.
And Greek.
Okay, I'm going to wrap that up for today.
Thank you again for joining us. We've loved having you and we hope you've enjoyed our stories and adventures. As always, if you could like and subscribe, share to your friends, we appreciate ever such a lot. Thank you for being with us.